time, Patriot Uprising with Timothy Shea.
Clear for takeoff. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. Alrighty then, hopefully third time's the charm. Do we have audio? Let me see. Somebody said yes, somebody said no. Somebody said we could see me but no. Give me a thumbs up if you've got audio. Anybody got audio or just video? Hello, is anybody out there? That's not helpful, Francine. Somebody on Facebook, let me know if you have audio. Somebody text me that you have audio. Okay, we've got audio. Thank you. Alrighty then. I want to start tonight by thanking my good friend Paula. She asked me for my address, said she had something to send me, wouldn't tell me what it was. And I went to the mail today and I found this. It's the first hooked rug she's ever made. And it really touched my heart. It's like when your son or daughter brings something home from school, right? You just imagine them sitting there at the table and all the work that went into it, all the love that went into it. I was very touched to get this from Paula today. And, isn't that phenomenal work? She said it's her first time ever. This looks like she's been doing this all her life. But one thing that really I loved was, look at the attention to detail. Not 1776, but 1775. Why is that important? When was the Battle of Lexington and Concord? Right? April 19th, 1775. 1776 was when we did the Declaration. We're going to celebrate that next week. So it was just very heartfelt, and I appreciated it greatly. Now, can you believe the absolute shit show that we had to endure last night and the night before? Talk about gluttons for punishment. I did 2 watch parties, and I saw a lot of you there through the whole thing. I mean, they hate you, they hate me, they hate America. That is today's Democrat Party. Why do I not say Democratic? Because the Democratic Party died on the streets of Chicago outside the 1968 Democratic National Convention. The protesters, including Saul Alinsky and all his people that were outside the convention hall in Chicago in 68, were on the floor in Miami Beach in 72 as delegates. Okay, so the communists have taken over fully. Raise your hand if you favor illegals over Americans. Every single one of them raised their hand. And that's really what the question was. It wasn't about health care. And again, they conflate health care and health coverage. Okay, they make it sound like if you don't have health insurance, you don't get health care. Health care is a human right. Actually, no, it's not. Nobody's entitled to another person's services for free as a matter of right. Okay, and that's what you're asking of doctors and nurses. Give us your labor, give us your knowledge, give us all the expense of your education and training for free. That's not how it works. Healthcare is not a right. However, healthcare should be available to all. And guess what? It is. It's against the law for an emergency department to turn away someone. Why do you think nobody goes to the emergency department unless they go there with an ambulance? Because otherwise you're going to wait for 17 hours while all the sniffles go through. Because all the illegals use it as their primary care physician. That's not what an emergency department is for. However, through the perversity of this system, it is. And they talk about how much illegals add to the economy. No, illegals are a massive, massive, massive drain on the economy because we spend more on them than they contribute to the economy. But they do jobs that Americans won't do. Oh, really? There was a huge ice raid on a meatpacking plant out in the Midwest a couple years ago, and the line the next day was down the street and around the corner of people applying for those jobs. So don't tell me that they do jobs that Americans won't do. Democrats, it started in 1966 with Teddy Kennedy. Democrats need, not want, need illegals because they need their illegal votes. Black people are waking up. Hispanic people are waking up. Everybody's waking up to the fact that the party of slavery, the party of the KKK, the party of Jim Crow needs them to stay on the Democrat plantation. Well, blacks are waking up and walking away. Hispanics are waking up and walking away. Homosexuals are waking up and walking away because guess what? Get under the bus. If you're not a Bullwinkle, you get right under the bus. Woman, under the bus. Black person, not a Bullwinkle, under the bus. Hispanic, get your ass under that bus. Homosexual, yeah, you don't get under the bus, you go to the roof so they can throw you off, okay? They will throw everyone under the bus for the Bullwinkles. Why? It's the red-green axis. It's the communists and the Muslims, the totalitarians like this, the red-green axis. They are trying to take over. And with Silicon Valley, they're hell-bent on installing Skynet too, and we all know how that turns out. So, what I started to say before, what I did say before, you just didn't hear me, was that because this computer won't support a second monitor, I thought I was going to need a new computer to even do this broadcast, and I don't, which is the good part. The bad part is I do need a new computer because this one won't support a second monitor. It will, but the connection is busted. This is just old. I bought this used. So you're going to have to bear with me for a little bit and see my behind the curtain OBS board. While I make the transitions. And then let me go over here to make sure, the other computer, to make sure that that is what you are seeing. And I think it is. Got to wait a little bit. Because there's a delay. I want to make sure you're seeing what I want you to be seeing, which is the entire desktop. And you are, so great. This is super. Look at this headline. France, hottest day in history. Manure explodes in Spain. Doesn't get much hotter than manure exploding, okay? If you've got manure exploding, it's pretty hot. Europe is not used to these temperatures. We take them in stride. You know, it's funny. You think of Italy, you think of Rome as being a southern city, right? They talk about southern Europe, and And Rome is the land of sunshine and sun-dried tomatoes and all of these things. Well, if you trace New York City across on a globe, it gets you to Naples, Florida. Nobody considers New York City to be a southern city. Trace Boston across and it gets you to Rome. Nobody thinks of Boston as being a southern city. Okay, so they're not used to these high temperatures that we're used to here, particularly in our desert and our southern areas. So it's bad for them. But it's even worse because a friend posted a message she got from a friend in France. Imagine having to go to hospital and there's one nurse for every 22 patients. And there's no air conditioner because the hospital can't afford to turn on the air conditioning. And the windows don't open because the hospital was built to accommodate air conditioning. So they're locked in there, no nurses, one nurse for 22 people. Temperatures are over 100 degrees, over 40 degrees centigrade. No air conditioning, and they can't open the windows. Okay, that's socialized medicine. What the totalitarians want, what the communists want, what the Democrats want is the equal distribution of misery. Okay, they are not happy. Clearly, the last 2 nights, all they did was try to sow class division, try to sow anger and unrest, make people jealous. They appeal to envy. Democrats appeal to the basest human instincts. Okay? Envy, greed, sloth. They're pretty much lust. They pretty much have all the 7 sins covered. 7 deadly sins covered, right? That's your Democrat platform right there, the 7 deadly sins. Because yes, in capitalism, Trump's tax cuts that went primarily to the wealthy. Well, guess who pays the taxes, asshat? You can't give tax cuts to people who don't pay taxes. It's bad enough that through the earned income credit, we're giving tax quote-unquote refunds to people that don't pay taxes. How the hell do you get a refund when you don't pay in? And they want illegals to have it all free, and screw you for all of your hard work, and screw your kids for doing it right and getting good grades, because they're not going to get free college, but the illegals are. They're not qualified for college, they're not smart enough for college, but damn it, they're going to get to college because we are a fair society. How do you like that? They are hateful, they are divisive, they are pure feckin' evil. They hate you, they hate me, they hate America. We've got President Trump and President Xi having a little trade talk. We're going to have a little fun when we go over to the president's twatter too. But the president's at the G20 like a boss. He is just absolutely killing it. Hundreds of Haitians, Africans wade through the Rio Grande, stroll into USA carrying luggage. How the hell are Haitians and Africans getting to the border? Huh? Did they fly or did they take a boat? Either way, they paid for passage. And they've got luggage. Okay, these people are not asylum seekers. These people are not refugees. These people are future gimme debts. Shut down the damn border, Mr. President. Shut it down. Close it off 100%. We've got ISIS terrorists trying to get through that fortunately were detained down in the Northern Triangle. I believe they were detained in Guatemala. Shut it down until we can get it secured. Period. We got wild shark feeding frenzy off the Grand Strand coast. I keep telling you people, don't go swimming where they eat, when they eat. Okay? Look at this. We don't want you beach lovers to get at. So just stay out of the ocean. Stay out of the surf, especially at dusk and dawn. Okay, and if you're going to go swimming, make sure you look under the water and see if you see anything. You know, there's a great video from last summer of a paddleboarder with a 15-foot great white about 3 feet from him. And you know how he found out? There's an app, there's a shark app that you've got now, and he saw it on his phone. And he saw the shark near him on the phone. He paddled his butt back in as fast as you could go. But, you know, they've got seals in Monomoy Island. They turned Monomoy into a wildlife refuge, which is fine. And we've got seals there, which is fine. But what do great whites eat? Seals. You know, there's a reason why Steven Spielberg filmed Jaws on the Vineyard. Those waters, Nantucket Sound, Vineyard Sound, Buzzards Bay, Long Island Sound, in the Atlantic Ocean, you know, you got great whites. Just be careful, that's all I'm saying. Now, last night was the most watched Dem debate of all time. That's like saying you're the tallest midget ever. So that's not really something that's all that big an accomplishment. Alaska is now the crime capital of America. Why might Alaska be the crime capital of America? What group was shipped to all 50 states by Obama? Why are we having 5-year-old girls raped in Twin Falls, Idaho all of a sudden? We all know the answer why. We had some sulfuric acid leaking from a railroad car between Michigan and Canada. I hope my good friend Ann in Windsor, Ontario is okay. Hope she's not affected by that. Now, what have I told you, folks? Earlier this year, you know, right as soon as the 2004 Democrat National Convention keynote address by Barry Soetoro Bunell concluded, I turned to Scott Brown, who was running for re-election at State Senate. I was helping Scott with his election. And I said, there's your next president. And he laughed and he said, no way can somebody go from my office to the Oval Office in one election cycle. And I said, Scott, they're paving the way for him. It's going to happen. Watch it happen. And sure enough, it did. And I dubbed Obama in summer of 2004, I dubbed him the most dangerous Democrat in America. Well, I've dubbed Tulsi Gabbard the most dangerous Democrat in America too. Why do you think they are trotting out this clown car cavalcade? Okay, why do you think we have Mayor Pete? Why do you think Booty Plug's out there? Why do you think we've got a whole debate full of people that want to give illegals health care for free? Because Tulsi, who emphasized in every sentence, I mean, I thought I was listening to John Kasich talking about his father being a mailman. At the end of the debate, it was like, oh, did you know that Tulsi Gabbard was a veteran? You know, that's all she talked about. And then her sister complained that she didn't get time to talk. Well, if she wasn't talking, if she wasn't giving her entire military CV, and make no mistake, I honor her military service. I'm not belittling her military service. I'm saying that's all she talked about. If she talked about something other than her military service, she would have had time to talk about something other than her military service. And now we've got Pat Buchanan, of all people. Okay, Tucker had her on a few weeks ago, and I said he was auditioning to be her press secretary. He had her on again this week, and it was more sycophancy, more auditioning to be her press secretary. And now we've got Pat Buchanan, hardcore right-wing Pat Buchanan, saying bring on Tulsi Gabbard. I'm telling you people, the fix is in for her. If not in this cycle, they're positioning her for 2024. Tulsi Gabbard is the most dangerous Democrat in America. Why? Because she's as radical far left as all the clowns are. She's as radical far left as Mayor Pete. and the condescending school marm floozy, Willie Brown's mattress. And that Marianne Williamson, I mean, what planet did she come from? That was just, I mean, you could see the crazy in that chick's eyes. I have no idea who she is. Somebody said she's an author. I don't know what kind of books she writes, but that was just insanity. Okay, Fox News is going to be spammy, so we're just going to do this. Did have a lot of fun. With the debates, though. Had some fun memes. Chick-fil-A in the news. Boy leapt through the drive-thru window and saved a choking boy. Good people work at Chick-fil-A. He's not one of them. Be careful of the water. Walmart, Target, Whole Foods. Okay, be careful of bottled water, period. This meme sums up the entire debate right there. Raise your hand if you hate America. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 raise their hand. 10 hate America. Was very disappointed in Ben Shapiro. He knows better than this. Every single Democrat says illegal immigrants. No, Ben! There's no such thing as an illegal immigrant. Immigrants are, by definition, legal. And why do I make such a big deal of this? Because with cultural Marxism, language is the battlefield. If you're not 100% focused on language, the words you use, the words other people are using, if you're not calling them illegal aliens, if you're calling them undocumented workers, if you're calling them illegal immigrants, you have lost. You have already lost. If they can get you to use their terms, they win automatically. If they get you to call America a democracy, they win. They have set the terms of the debate. They have staked out the ground. Do not accept their words. Do not accept their terminology. Do not adopt their terminology. Use correct terminology. Do not lose the battle before it's even joined. Words are important. Here's another great meme. This is who Trump represents, and Alaska and Hawaii. And this is who Democrats represent. The colors are wrong. This should be red, and the U.S. should be blue, but the point is made. Kamala got Timbo-tized. My message to immigrants, you are not alone. We stand with you. Well, every immigrant, I saw so many great posts today by my naturalized American friends that are immigrants, just absolutely outraged that she condescends to them thinking that she needs them or that they need her. They don't need her. They don't want her. They want to stand on their own 2 feet. We will fight for you and your rights every day. Do not live in fear. They don't live in fear. They're United States citizens just as much as you or I who were born here. A new day is coming after this election. Actually, a new day is coming tomorrow. And there's another new day after that. There's going to be a new president in 2024, and hopefully it won't be any of you. So I replied, immigrants neither need nor want you to fight for them. Immigrants are, by definition, legal. I'm surprised that as a lawyer you don't know that. Oh, wait, you do. You are simply pandering to illegal aliens for illegal votes. That's all this is about. And yes, she lied. I was in only the second integrated class in Berkeley Public Schools. Here is the Berkeley High School senior yearbook picture from 1963. Looks pretty vanilla and chocolate to me. Oh yeah, that was the year before Willie Brown's mattress was born. So Berkeley Public Schools were integrated well before Willie Brown's mattress made it to Berkeley Public Schools. This is great. This is Joe right here. He actually said this. The first thing I will do as president is defeat Donald Trump. I mean, I stole this shamelessly from Sherry Lynn. Joe Biden, the brain that launched 1,000 memes. Let's go over to the twatter now and see the rest of the fun that's been had. I shared a great podcast with Professor Nick Giordano. If you don't know Professor Nick, check him out. Look, we've got psyops left and right. We've got shills left and right. We've got people spreading disinformation and misinformation on both the left and the right. There's so much fake MAGA out there, it's not even funny. What is fake MAGA? Well, think of Tucker. Yay, Trump, 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 Trump. Oh, Kamala. Or, oh, Tulsi. Or, you know, the president, the president, the president, the president, the president. But has that wall been built yet? You know, they plant seeds of doubt. They're fake MAGA. That's why Brooke McGowan and I started MAGA Institute, so that you will be able to go to the polls with confidence, knowing that we have vetted, not just the two of us, but our whole team has vetted candidates, that the candidates have answered a lengthy and detailed questionnaire, which we will be making public. You'll know what the questions are, and we will be making their answers public. This is all about accountability. Okay, if they want the MAGA certification, if they want the MAGA Institute certification, they're going to have to answer the questionnaire, knowing that it's going to be made public and that they will be held to their promises, so that you can go to the polls confident that the state and federal office holders or office seekers that are asking for your vote, you're going to know which ones are good, which ones are going to govern by the America First agenda, and which ones won't. So, but in this crazy world where we don't know who to trust, when I find somebody that's the real deal, I'm going to share him with you. And Professor Nick is the real deal. And why is he professor? He teaches at Suffolk Community College on Long Island. A very sharp guy. You're going to want to listen to that podcast. Brandon had a tweet. Somebody posted a picture of me with a Hitler mustache and then blocked me after I laughed at it. Damn, I'm not even allowed to laugh when being called a fascist? Geez Louise, that seems a bit rigid. I said fascists don't like being laughed at when they're accusing others of being fascists. Laughter is our greatest weapon. Ridicule them. Laugh at them. Mock them. It takes away all their power. I replied to Francis Brennan as well. Every single Democrat wants to give illegal immigrants health care. No, illegal aliens, immigrants are by definition legal. And I wanted to keep it pithy, but no, they don't want to give them health care. They want to give them health insurance. There's a difference between health insurance and health care. They already get free health care. That's why if we get rid of the illegals, we're going to have a whole lot more money for Americans, because they're sucking up so much money in our healthcare system. Just ask anybody that works in healthcare whether illegals get free healthcare. They might not have health insurance, but they damn sure are getting free healthcare. Conservative Mama tweeted, if you're a victim, you're poor because someone else is rich. Big government can fix it. Save the children. Meanwhile, they say kill the babies. Okay? And this is what I was getting at before. They are planting seeds of division, of envy, of greed. So look at how much money so-and-so made. It's obscene that the CEO of McDonald's makes 11 billion times more than someone flipping burgers at McDonald's. No, that's not obscene. Someone flipping burgers at McDonald's making minimum wage just started there. If they're there more than a few weeks or more than a few months at the most, and they're still making minimum wage, they're doing it wrong. Okay, minimum wage is entry level. Minimum wage is not supposed to be a quote unquote living wage. You know, and what the hell is a living wage? Well, you need to be able to afford a penthouse in Manhattan. That's a living wage. Yeah, no. People working a minimum wage job can't afford a 2-bedroom apartment. It's like, who the hell said you get a 2-bedroom apartment by working a minimum wage job? Minimum wage jobs are for teenagers to have some money for gas for Friday night and Saturday night. And for college kids to make a little extra spending money, and for people that have never been in the workforce before or who haven't been in the workforce for an awful long time to re-enter the workforce. Okay, if you keep raising minimum wage, what are you going to do? You're going to reduce the number of minimum wage jobs available for those people. It's simple economics. Somebody asked whether Democrats simply didn't understand economics or were lying about it, and I said both. You know, many of them don't understand market economics. They have no idea. But they, you know, anytime somebody is creating class envy, you know what their real agenda is, okay? You can't give a tax cut to people who don't pay taxes. Yes, of course the wealthy are going to get the biggest tax cut. Why? The top 5% pay 80% of the taxes. Is that a fair tax system? They're so concerned with numbers and proportionalities. Is it fair for 5% to carry 80% of the load? All this talk of fairness, all this talk of social justice is nothing less than a way to sugarcoat totalitarianism. They don't want equality of wealth. They want equality of misery. Don't give it to them. James O'Keefe with one of the most brilliant troll moves I have ever seen, ever. This was such a great move. So he gets banned off YouTube, right? He gets censored with his video, his Google video. You know, Google owns YouTube, right? So Google banned Project Veritas's video. So what did Ted Cruz do? And kudos to Senator Cruz. Senator Cruz posted it on his YouTube channel. Okay, YouTube, Senator Cruz has our undercover Google video on his channel. You banned our same video, approaching 1 million views, for a quote-unquote privacy complaint. Your move, Susan Wojcicki. Would you apply, and I'm butchering her name, I know. Would you apply the same standard of censorship to a U.S. senator? She's damned if she does, she's damned if she doesn't. If she takes down the video on Ted's channel, she has just censored a U.S. senator. If she doesn't, she admits that the reason they banned the Project Veritas video wasn't over any privacy complaint, but because they didn't like it. You always, it's a perfect move. It's a perfect demonstration of what you want to do. You always want to put them in Zugzwang. Great chess term taught to me by mi hermano, Brandon, down in Miami. You want to put them in Zugzwang. Zugzwang is a no-win situation. If you move forward, you lose. If you move to the left, you lose. If you move to the right, you lose. No matter which way you move, you lose. That needs to be your goal. And you need to approach casual conversations with your leftist family members and friends as if you're going into battle. You need to have a strategy. You can't think this stuff up off the top of your head on the fly. Almost no one can do that. So have your talking points ready. Think about, role play conversations in your head. You know the person you're going to be talking to. How do they react to things? Set them up. Put them in Zugzwang. Put them in a no-win situation. Paint them into a corner. You banned us because of a privacy complaint. Are you going to ban Ted? If you ban Ted, you've censored a U.S. senator. If you don't ban Ted, you censored us unjustly. Okay, you want to put them into a no-win situation. Let's go over to the president's Twitter because he's been having some fun. After some very important meetings, including my meeting with President Xi of China, I will be leaving Japan for South Korea with President Moon. While there, if Chairman Kim of North Korea sees this, I would meet him at the border DMZ, demilitarized zone, just to shake his hand and say hello? Question mark. Meaning, is that all we would do? Let me go back for a minute so we can have a little fun. Honorable Donald Trump-san, I received your most excellent letter. That's actually the language that he used. He called President Trump's letter his most excellent letter that had excellent content. I received your most excellent letter, and I am very, very impressed by your letter and very excited to meet you at the border with President Moon. We shake hands, and maybe. You got any missiles, Kim? No missiles, see? Nothing up my sleeve. No missiles. No more missiles. Okay, because I got big missiles. Okay, I've got my button's bigger. Yes, Donald-san, your button is bigger. Could you please maybe to the border bring some? You want what? Say it, Kim. Say it. Say what you want. I want Chick-fil-A! Will you bring me Chick-fil-A? If you're good, I will bring you some Chick-fil-A. Of course they're going to meet next week or in a few days. It's just delicious watching this all play out. All right, that's pretty much all I've got. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to cover with you before we leave for the weekend. Monday is the 1st. The 4th is Friday, but I think, are they celebrating the 4th on Monday? Somebody wished me a happy 4th of July weekend. I thought it was next week because it's closer. The 4th is closer to next weekend than this weekend, but maybe it's this weekend. If it's this weekend, have a great holiday weekend. I will, of course, always be celebrating on the 4th. Don't forget, John Adams thought we'd be celebrating Tuesday the 2nd, because the 2nd is when they actually took the vote to declare independence. They signed the document on the 4th, but they took the vote. Adams thought the 2nd was going to be the day that would be celebrated with parades and festivities and everything else. But nope, it's July 4th. That's what we have decided to do, and that's what it will be. All right, so I am going to leave you now. With declaring independence. They signed the document on the 4th. Let me mute that because it's going to be a looper. Adams thought the 2nd was. See, we've got all sorts of this sound thing. This is tricky. This is not as easy as it looks. Let me tell you. Okay, but I wanted to play this because I can't yet stream the music through this computer. It's not working for some reason, so I got to play it on the other computer so that you can hear it on here. God bless you. God bless these United States. Keep fighting the good fight.